Hello, amazing artists! Today we are going to learn about Chawan. That is a Japanese word meaning tea bowl. In Japan, in the Japanese culture, they have a tea ceremony or a seido. So what that means is that it is a celebration. When they have a Japanese tea ceremony, there are a lot of different things that they have to do. They traditionally use something called matcha tea or a green tea, and they use this tool to whisk it or to stir the tea. This is a very calming ceremony where they are really taking a moment to relax and appreciate. Here are some different examples of textured tea bowls with some feet on the bottom. Here are some more examples of some fabulous tea bowls that are more inspired by maybe nature. And here are some that are all inspired by different animals and creatures. You get to decide what you want to create.
All right, now it is time to practice your pinch pot so that next time we can get started on our wonderful Chawan tea bowls. So what you're going to do is you're going to have some Play-Doh to practice with, and I'm going to take that Play-Doh out and I am going to roll it into a ball. So get it into the best ball shape that you can. Then you're going to take your thumb up and dive your thumb in. Then, boys and girls, you are going to take your shark mouth hand and pinch and turn. So I'm starting at the bottom and I'm working my way towards the very tippy top. So I'm going to pinch and turn like so. Now, I like to work with one hand supporting and the other pinching. But if you like to work on the table and that works out for you better, then that's okay too. So you're going to be pinching and turning the entire way. You want it to be a pretty even thickness. So check if there's any lumps or bumps and try and pinch those out so it's all even. Okay. So there we go, my beautiful tea bowl. Ours will be a little bit bigger than this when we make these with clay. Then, once you practice that a couple times, you are going to be thinking about what kinds of details that you want to add. So, one great way to add detail. So one thing that's really helpful is to make what's called a slab. A slab is a flat pancake of clay. So what you do is you just take your clay, or in this case Play-Doh, since that's what we're practicing with, and you just want to take the palm of your hand or a fist like this and use this side of your hand to pound your clay or your Play-Doh flat into a pancake or like a little cookie. So you can imagine that your hand is a hammer and you're just trying to make it really flat. Then what you're going to do is you can take a tool like this kind of knife tool and you can cut it out. Now these are a little bit flimsy and weak, so you kind of need to be careful when you're cutting shapes out, but this is a really cool way to get some different shapes. So you could do like a leaf shape or whatever kind of shape you want, a heart. And then these are pieces that you would potentially be able to put onto your chawan or your tea bowl to make some cool decorations. Another thing that we can do in clay is to make what's called a coil. A coil is a long snake of clay. So where a slab was a pancake, a flat pancake, a coil is a long snake. So what you do to make a coil is just squish it into kind of a fat caterpillar. Then you take the palm of your hand again, and you're going to start rolling that out. So you'll roll it kind of towards yourself. Once it gets longer, you can introduce your other high five hand or your palm and you can start rolling it out. Now, I like to go from the middle to the ends. So start your fingers or your hands in the middle and gently, using a little bit of pressure, roll it out. That is what makes it longer and longer. So you could practice that technique too. There's lots of cool things that you can do with coils. So one cool thing I like to do is to add like some different decorations. So you could do kind of a swirl with a coil, and you could put those on the outside of your tea bowl. That would be kind of cool. You could also do like some rainbow shapes. And we will be adding color to these later too, so that might be kind of cool to do something like that on the outside. And then when we add color, you could maybe paint it. That would be pretty awesome. You can also do like donut shapes or circles. You could write something with coils, right? So you could write like your name, or you could write a word like love or something like that and put that on the side. That would be kind of awesome too. There's lots of different options. So I want you to just experiment with some different decorating techniques and think about what you're going to build on the side of your pot. Maybe you want it to be an animal, so then you could roll a ball, smush it flat, and those could be its eyes. Maybe you could take a little piece of clay and roll it kind of into a small coil, right? And maybe it could be like a unicorn. Or maybe you could roll a coil and that could be for its mouth. So you can see here, I could make, it goes two shapes for a mouth. Could roll another coil, smush it flat, kind of push in and pinch the side, make a little heart nose for my animal. And then depending on your animal, you can make ears, rolling a ball, smushing it flat into a slab, then using your pinching fingers, kind of pinching a triangle. You could form it even more by pinching, kind of making it look more 3D, like a little ear. So there are all kinds of options for you to experiment with today, to think about what you want to do with your tea bowl when we create them next time.